Hello, this is Mr. Prince, Maths and Science class, and in this video, I'm going to be teaching about word problems on simple interest. So we have an example. Example 1 says, Frank buys a fridge that costs $5,000. He pays a 10% deposit and then he makes monthly repayment for 2 years to pay for the fridge. The shopkeeper charges him 15% per annum interest. A. Calculate the cost of the fridge after the deposit has been paid. B. Calculate the simple interest charge. And C. How much will he pay every month? So for A, when they say calculate the cost of the fridge after the deposit has been paid, we are asked to find the cost of the fridge. We are asked to find the principal, sorry. So I'm going to clean my screen and then break it down. So for A, we are asked to find the principal. Okay, and then we have 10% deposit, right? So 10% will be 10 over 100 times $5,000. Okay, so we use this, we cross out these two zeros here. That will give us $500, right? And then B, we are asked to find the simple interest. So SI is equals to PRT over 100. Okay, and we know that the principal is, oh sorry, I'm not done with A. I skipped something. So we are supposed to find the principal in A, and the principal is going to be $5,000 minus $500. Okay, that will be $4,500. So that's the principal. Sorry for the mistake I made earlier. So now B, we are asked to find the simple interest. The simple interest is PRT over 100. So the principal is 4,500. The rate, the interest rate given is 15%, and time is 2 years. So we do SI equals to PRT over 100. That will be $4,500 times 15 times 2 divided by 100. So if this zero cancel this zero cross out this zero, sorry. This zero cross out this zero, right? So when we multiply 15 times 2 is 30. 30 times 45 is $1,350. Okay, so now the next one is C. So C, we are asked to find how much will he pay every month. So that will be amount, which will be equals to the principal plus the simple interest. Amount equals principal plus simple interest. Okay, so that will be $4,500 plus $1,350. Okay, so when we add it up together, we get $5,850. And we are asked to find how much is he going to pay in a month. So he's going to be making this payment for 2 years, and 2 years is equals to 24 months, right? 2 years equals to 24 months. So per month, he'll be making payment of $5,850 divided by 24. So 5,850 divided by 24 will give us $243 3.75. So that's number one solved. So now we have example 2. Example 2 says Benjamin wants to buy a hi-fi system from Advanced Sound Systems for $750. He considers buying the system on hire purchase. What would Benjamin's monthly repayment be if he were to buy the hi-fi system on the hire purchase terms? And the hire purchase terms given in this question says 10% deposit, 15% per annum simple interest on the balance equals monthly repayment over 3 years. So that means the deposit is 10%, the interest rate is 15%, the time is 3 years. So now, first of all, we'll first find the principal, and then we'll calculate the simple interest. So when finding the principal, the 10% deposit, so that will be 10 over 100 times $750. Okay, so this 0 cancel this 0, this 0 will cancel this 0. Okay, and so the principal will be $750 minus $75. Okay, this one is $75. I forgot to put this. So 750 minus 75 will give us $675. Okay, and then now we're going to calculate the simple interest. So simple interest was PRT over 100, right? So that will be $675 times the interest rate, which is 15%, times time is 3 years, divided by 100. Okay, so if we use 5 to divide 100, we get 20. We use 5 to divide 15, we get 3. We can still use 5 to divide 20, it gives us 4. We use 5 to divide 675, it gives us 135. Okay, so we have 135 times 9 divided by 4. So 135 times 9 divided by 4 is $1,215 over 4. So when we divide it, we get $303.75. And now we have to find the amount to pay every month. Amount to pay every month, that will be A equals to the principal plus simple interest divided by 3 years. And we know that 3 years is 36 months, right? That's 12 months to make a year. 3 times 12 is 36. So let's do $675 plus 303.75 divided by 36 months. Okay, so that will be 978.75 over 36. Okay, so for this one, Benjamin will be paying $27.19 every month. Okay, so that's for question 2. Example 3. Chris decides to buy a television. He cannot afford the cash price of $3,100, so he purchases it on a hire purchase agreement with the following terms over 2 years. A compulsory 15% deposit is payable. Interest is charged at 16% per annum. So the first question is, how much interest does Chris pay? And B asks, how much does he pay in total? C is, how much will his total monthly repayment be? So for the first question, we're asked to find the simple interest. So A is the simple interest. But first of all, we have to do 15% deposit. 15% deposit, that will be 15 over 100 times $3,700. Okay, so this zero will cancel this zero, this one will cancel this one, and we'll get $555. So the principal will be $3,700 minus $555, and that will give us $3,145. Okay, so we know that the interest rate is 16% from the question, and the time is 2 years. He has to pay this up in 2 years. So the simple interest will be PRT over 100, as we already know. So that's $3,145 times 16% times 2 years divided by 100. So when we multiply everything together, 16 times 2 is 32. So we multiply 32 by 3,145 and divide by 100. We have to get $1,006.4. So now for B, we are asked to find the amount. So the amount is the principal plus the simple interest. So this principal, we already know that the principal is 3,145 and the simple interest is $1,006.4. So our final answer will be $4,151.4. Sorry about that. So now I will do C. So C, we are asked to find how much will his total monthly prepayment be. So he has to pay it for 2 years. That's 24 months. So that will be amount. This is A, which the one we got in B up here, divided by 24 months, right? So that's 4,151.4 divided by 24. Okay, so our final answer will be $172.98 per month. So this is how much Chris is going to be paying per month. Okay, so that's question 3 right there. Example 4. This will be the last example for this video. And example 4 says, Mrs. Jane wants to purchase a new dining room table for $22,000 from Herb Stores. She enters into a hire purchase agreement with Herb Stores with the following terms: must pay 12% deposit, will be charged 11% per annum simple interest on the balance, must pay the outstanding balance over 3 years in equal monthly installments. So the first question A says, what deposit will Mrs. Jane pay? B, after paying the deposit, what amount is still outstanding? C, how much interest will she pay in the 3 years? D, what will her monthly installment be? And E, the last question, which I don't have, I'm still going to put it up later on. It says, how much did she end up paying for the table? So now I'm going to start with A. What deposit will Mrs. Jane pay? She must pay 12% deposit. So that will be 12% of $22,000. So I'm just going to clear my screen real quick and explain everything. Okay, so A is 12% deposit, right? So therefore that will be 12 over 100 times $22,000. Okay, so this 20 will cancel this 20 up here, and we'll do 220 times 12. We'll get $2,640. So also in the question we are given that the rate is 11%, that is interest rate, and the time is 3 years. Okay, so now B, we are asked to find the principal, and we know that the principal is the total amount minus deposit, and the total amount is $22,000. The amount that is divided in set. $22,000 minus what we get, $2,640. So when we subtract that from each other, we get $19,360. So C. So for C, in question C says how much interest we should pay in these 3 years. So now we are asked to find the simple interest, and with the formula for simple interest is SI equals PRT over 100, and the principal is 19,360 like we did up here. Interest rate is 11% times 11 times 3 years divided by 100. So when we multiply that together and divide by 100, we should be getting $6,388.8. So now we do D. So for D, we are asked to find the amount that will be paid in a month. Okay, so the time is 3 years. So if we are converting 3 years to months, that will be 3 times 12 months. So that will be 36 months. Okay, and for the amount that we are supposed to pay, that will be $19,360 plus $6,388.8 divided by 36 months. Okay, so if we add up these two up, we should be getting 25,000 times 748.8, and then divide by 36. So when we divide by 36, our final answer should be $715.24. That's what will be paid every month. So for the last question, I couldn't write it because there was not enough space. So the last question says, how much did she end up paying for the table? So if we do amount is always principal plus the simple interest, right? So we do 25,748.8 times the simple interest is 11%. So let's do 11 over 100. 11 over 100 will still give us 0.11. So if we do 25,748.8 times 0.11, we should be getting 2,832.37. Okay, so now we are going to add this up with the principal. Okay, that's the amount. That's the amount that is going to be paid within the 3 years. So that will be 2,832.37 plus 25,748.8. So if we add it up together, we should get 28,581.17. I hope you understood this concept. I hope you understood how to solve word problems on simple interest, and I also hope you enjoyed the video. So if you have any questions, you can drop it on the comment section, and I want you to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.